Oprah Winfrey, come all the way to the front. Come on up here. Come all the way to the front. Y'all move out the way so she can get up here. Come on. All right, listen. We see you got your comments turned off on Instagram. Ever since all of the blowbacks, you've had your comments turned off. You got Monique, Taraji P. Henson, and ain't no telling who else. But people rarely talk about what you did to Dr. Iyanla Van Zant, the only woman who you knew could be more relatable than you in the 90s. As long as she was making your show money, everything was cool. But when she asked you to give her own show, instead of making guest appearances on your show, keeping up the ratings on your show, you decided to have a bad understanding and refused to give that woman an opportunity, and then proceeded to let her go. And for 11 long years, this woman was basically starved out of television. And it wasn't until she came back on your show and publicly apologized. And that's when she started being seen on TV again. When I saw that interview, which has been scrubbed from the internet and only a portion of it is on your website, I never saw a woman apologizing to you. I saw a woman who did what she had to do to get her life back on track. And now that she's back in the bag with you and making money and is back on TV and well respected, she's left your stuff now. But I would never believe any story that she could give to help explain it away from you. Similar, to what Taraji did during the Color Purple debacle, because I know what I saw. And I wouldn't expect her to have to suffer through that again. And in that interview, it felt like she was being the bigger person. It felt like she was trying to forgive in spite of, while you came across as a much more powerful entity, a much more powerful woman, making another woman bend the knee. It was to the point that Dr. Iyanla Van Zant was backpedaling about things that she had said to you, and we know this woman would never do anything like that. She stands on what she says. We know that. I've seen it time and time again. But with you doing that interview, she backpedaled. It was unbelievable knowing who she is today. When she told you a long time ago that she felt that it was the anointed time for her to have her show and not the appointed time versus what you wanted to, when you wanted to launch anything for her, you knew what that meant. And I think this woman's power scared you so bad that you remember that comment and made her eat it many years later, because you brought it up 11 years later on that show. But she did what she had to do. And of course, you got what you wanted, so you let her work again. But still in a limited capacity. But when your network needed to be saved, you hurried up and gave her a show then, and it did exactly what you thought it would do. Bring in viewers. But you always knew that this woman had this type of power. And I believe you knew, had you given her that opportunity in the 90s, she may have passed you up. Now, back to these comments being turned off on this Instagram. You realize that the public is not happy about the things that were revealed about the production of The Color Purple under your watch. You realize that the comments would be totally open for all to see. You realize that people would be holding you accountable, but you don't want to be held accountable, and you will not be. So you turn your comments off. But your team better tell you, turning off the comments in this situation looks guilty. And it says all the wrong things for you. Meanwhile, you off making posts saying, this is what 70 looks like, while running on the beach with the water flowing with your dog, and the comments are still turned off. It's giving online condescension. That's what it's giving. You make it easy for people to relate to and add double validity to Monique's claim when she accuses you of not being accountable for your actions. That woman, she's winning federal lawsuits against people who have done her wrong. And all she's asking from you is a simple apology, and you refuse. Even in the face of other wrongdoers publicly apologizing to her, you still refuse. It's really a slap in the face, especially when your brand is all about sisterhood and Super Soul Sunday life class and aha moments about forgiveness and healing, and by you not being able to give this woman a genuine apology. What does that say about you? You are self-sustaining your own brand. I never thought I'd see the day. Where are your people, Oprah? It's hard to believe that they would allow you, or you would allow yourself to look this stubborn in the public's eye. It is getting to the point that the young people, this new generation, can't stand you because they are seeing all the proof. and they are breaking it down for their parents and showing them the receipts. This could cost you your entire fan base when a simple apology will cost you nothing, but the stubbornness could cost you the world. I would really hate for you to wait until your IG followers start dropping and falling off, because by then it'll be too late. Now, about Taraji. If you or any of your team want to pin the failure of The Color Purple on her, you would be completely out of line. The truth is, your team did not survey this project. Had they done a survey, it would reveal that no one wants to see a classic black film made into a musical for the big screen. You can only bring movies to the stage and add music to them, as you did with The Color Purple on Broadway, and that'll work. Not the other way around. However, you can take a classic black stage musical and make it into a movie, like Dreamgirls or Carmen Jones. And that will work because people already know what to expect. They know the music. They know it's a musical. You can also create a new black musical project or a film with music like they did with Purple Rain or The Five Heartbeats, and that will do well too. But what you did, that was the equivalent of redoing Love Jones or The Best Man or Love and Basketball or Boys in the Hood as a musical movie. The idea is cringy, and it would just end in the same failure. It wouldn't matter if Fantasia was butt naked hanging from a cliff and she hit an E flat above the staff and cascade down in chromatic jazzy idiomatic runs. It still would have failed. You were never going to get the turnout that you expected ever. So abandon putting that on Taraji. Abandon it. No one boycotted the film because of any of her statements. The Color Purple is love, but conditioning it as a musical film was just a terrible idea. What Taraji talked about, everything her beef was about, was very important and needed to be said. So be careful, because due to your history and your current behavior, if Taraji stops getting work like Monique and Dr. Iyanla, the blowback will be on you. Listen, come closer, because being canceled in today's climate could be a devastating fall for someone who has an entire network. I hope this gives you, an aha moment so you can do the right thing, because nothing good is going to come to you until you do right by the universe. All right, Oprah, you can exit this way. And before you go, open up those comments again. It's going to be okay. I apologize. All right, y'all. Be sure to pick up your Zodiac tees at etsy.com/shop/Turks Studio and let them know who you are. Reporting on all platforms, I am G.A. Turks. Until next time.